tattoo does what for a person?
It's just like an ego thing, I think, but I don't know what it does for
Well,
me.
a tattoo somewhat, I'm just using the preferred word of, I think it may bring them out a little more where they can be noticed or recognized.
It's like they're wanting to say something with the tattoo.
Just like if you pick up a newspaper, you're gonna see something in there that you recognize, that you can attest to.
And some of them say dad's girl.
Yeah.
And most of them, the whole lot of now, the old folks is getting them.
Right?
Most of them, when she got 60 years old, she's gonna be my first
So
and
is
she
there,
got Rose, her name is Rose.
so is there a possibility that the tattoo stands or serves the purpose of, what you say, something to be noticed by, something to be remembered by, which is really an inheritance? But what we already have is all of the unique features that God gave us, that we inherited, but we feel like we need to add to it.
Well, then I got one, and I got a smiley face, cause I have a smile.
So that's what.
And so sometimes people do those markings as something to be remembered by, or something to remember. They want to, so they don't have to explain it to people. Or it could be a conversation piece. People say, "Wow, why did you get that?"
And that tattoo, this is me. That tattoo is between them and God. Regardless how many they got, I may not like them, and I don't like them, as all over woman's body and every which way, there's snakes and all this. But that's between them and God.
Well, there was a time in the medical field that if you had a tattoo and you came to the doctor, they were gonna do an STT test on you. It was just that kind of thing. Because they assumed that you were loose-goosey, and they just did that. But that's not necessarily true.
Man, everybody clear on where we're at. Because this is something where Abraham, he didn't have a tattoo. I don't get it. But he had a covenant. He had agreement with God. And I'm going into the scriptures, and it skipped down from 1 to 7. And again, it was talking about when God spoke to Abram, told him to get up and get out of the country, which was you are. And do anybody familiar with what you are mean? It was read that that's where the native land Abram belonged to. That's his native land. I had to look that up in my Bible, illustrated as well. But it'll tell you, if you read that, starting with the first verse, it will tell you about that. But anyway, and he said unto him, I am the Lord that brought thee out of Ur of the Chaldees to give thee this land to inherit it. And he said, Lord God, whereby shall I know that I shall inherit it? Now, here God is telling Abram, get out of this place. I got a place for you to go. But what did Abram do when God was speaking to him? What did he do? It's right there in verse 2. Didn't Abram begin to question him? Didn't Abram, like us, say, where am I going? I don't know where you're sending me. You tell me to go somewhere, I don't even know. You see? Now, if God give us a direct question or direct place or responsibility, why would we question it? A lot of us say, well, that's the human of me. That's me. Well, that might be so. But you say you have a relationship with God, why are you questioning it? Because there is one distinct voice that you should recognize. There's many voices that speak like I think Pastor was alluding to that about the mindset of Adam the last time. Remember in that story when Adam was went trying to hide himself, and the pastor was talking about the mindset. So this might be the mindset of Abram. You know, we question God a lot. And my question is it good to question God?
But you know, I don't think God will ever promise anybody any more than what he can do. That's the God that I serve. I mean, I just don't see him, you know.
What, you're right. Because look, if we read the Bible and we go by some of what the consummation of the Bible says, whatever God promised, he's going to accomplish it. He don't never take back his promise. He never take back his word. You may not be the one to carry out. Just like Abram. Abram wasn't the one to follow nations, but he never what? Received the promised land. So therefore, we're going in here, and when we do things, we got to do it in the way God tells us to do it, because in the way God tells us, that's right. Because if Abram would have chosen to follow the path of Lot, he would have been messed up just as much as Lot would. You see what I'm saying? So when God gives you a work, a mission, follow that mission. May not seem right, like Abraham. I don't know where you're telling me to go. You telling me to do this, but I'm going to follow. Why? Because he was with faith. He believed. And then it went on to say, and he said unto him, take me and heaven. Now God giving him a command. Now he was fixing to go into a vision. He fixing to see a vision. But God said, and he said unto him, take me and heifer of 3 years. 3 years. 3 years. Oh.
More than 5 years old, because that was maybe growing there or something. Why had to be a certain age?
Yeah, I'm going to say they were coming in more mature than a baby. So therefore he said, and he said unto him, take me and heifer. Anybody know what a heifer is? You're right. You're right. Because how many times have your parents or somebody said, you little heifer? Huh? A little young calf, what it is. And it said, and he said unto him, take me an heifer of 3 years old, and a she-goat 3 years old, and a ram of 3 years old, and a turtle dove, and a young pigeon, verse 10. And he took unto him and all these, and divided them in the midst, and laid each piece one against another, but the birds divided he not, verse 11. And when the fowls came down upon the carcass, Abram drove them away. Now why is all this taking place? Just hope. It's a sacrifice. And God began to give Abram his covenant. God began to do a work through him. And we're going to see it in here. I'm just going to go ahead. God fixed to do him just like he did Adam. Put him to sleep. It says, verse 12, and when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram. And lo, and horror of great darkness fell upon him. Now why did that happen? That's a specific reason. Why did God put him to sleep as he gave him a command to go out here and get me 3 heifers, 3 rams, 3 goats, and a pigeon and a turtle dove? Why? And he had to put him to sleep. Come on, y'all. Not so much he wanted to know the vision.